Okay, so thank you for getting this course. I appreciate you so much for taking your time to want to learn such a wonderful skill. The course is about how to turn a still image into an animated video, or animating a graphic image and turning it into animation. I hope I said that right. Okay, so without further ado, let's get it started. I had downloaded a simple graphic from FreePic, so this is it. Let's open it up and see what we have in here. This is the image. Okay, let me open that up so you could see it. We have it here. Okay, this is the image, yeah. Sorry, let me take that out. Okay, I think I'll have to open that again. All right, so this is the image. The idea of this whole course is how to use Moho Studio to turn such a graphic image into animation. You might have seen such type of animations on Canva, on Beatable, and so many other websites, but you don't really know how they do it, and you may want to customize yours. You may have a graphics that you want animated, and Beatable, Canva can't give you a customized graphics. You have to do, or you have to create yours so that it will be the way you want. Otherwise, you just have to use the templates such platforms give to you. So this is what the course is all about: how to turn such graphic image into animation using Moho Studio. So for us to get started, we'll have to separate all the vector images that you can see here. We have one here, two, the lines, three, this right here, and this right here, and every other thing. We'll see how we can separate them, or if you can't separate them, if you don't have the file, you have to recreate it. But for this video, we'll be separating them using Illustrator. We'll use Illustrator to separate them since we have the complete file of what has been created before we take them to animation, and we just animate. So I'll show you how they are being separated in Illustrator. If you don't have Illustrator, you can go and get it, and it's as simple as it is. So let's get it started. So I'll minimize this right now, then I'll have to open the file in Illustrator. Okay, so this is the file. It has finally opened, and this is Illustrator for those who are new to this software, and it's called AI. But if you've not used it before, this is not an Illustrator tutorial. So but well, I'll just show you a couple of things, how I do them, so it would help you. But well, when you open up your file, this is whatever file you have downloaded, you see something like this. These are your layers. Inside there, when you click these drop down arrows down here, you get to see the objects and the files that are inside that have, were used to create these awesome graphics you see here. And these here are your tools. So you can hover around them, and it tells you whatever tool it is. So it's quite simple actually. So right now you see these lines are separated. As I hover around them, you can only pick them one by one. But I guess within this folder, they are placed in a separate folder. All right. So what you will do is, you see these small circles here. When you click it, it says click to target, drag to move appearance. What it does is that whenever you click on it, it highlights whatever vector it's within that folder. Okay, so I'll just drop down the objects folder, and I'll come in here. If I turn this off, you see the whole object turn off. So this is the main folder that has everything inside of it. So I'll drop this drop down box again, I mean the arrow rather. I'll click this arrow here to drop it down. I'll come here, click it again to drop it down. So you see, what I'm trying to do is to get to where we have all these things happening. All right, so I guess we have it here specifically. This is where everything is actually happening. All these are still the objects and paths that are in there. So I will come down here and come to the main thing. So right here, if I turn this off, this eye here, if I turn it off, so you could see I'm turning off all this that is right here. So the reason you are seeing this blue line highlighted here is because all these points are now highlighted here. So I'll just click out of it to highlight only one of it. So I have this here just like I said. So you see, I can, using my selection tool here, I can drag this one out. You see that, right? So since I know where everything is placed here, all I need to do is turn off what I don't need and export what I need, then turn what I need back on and export it. So with no further ado, I'll just come here. I'll have to turn off this design by free pick. I'll turn it off so that goes away real quick. I'll make sure that I'm using my selection tool here. So this is the one I want to export first, isn't it? So it's highlighted, so that means I'll have to turn off the rest, right? Boom, that is gone. Turn this one off, turn this off, turn that background off, and also there's a text here. I don't know what text is that. I'll have to search for it. Let's see, what haven't I turned off? This one, I need to turn off this one also, so that by size. So you see, I have just this one. So if I like, I could bring it out here. So let's turn off that text. Yeah, okay, good. We've turned off the text. So if I like, I could bring it out here and just so that I use it the way it is. You know, when it comes to animation, I'll have to fix it in the way I want. All right, so I will have to increase this in size, or rather I'll just leave it the way it is. Then I'll export. I'll go to export as PNG, yes. Then use artboard, use the same artboard. Then I'll give it a name, maybe I'll just call it 1. Then I'll go to where I want to save it. Let me create a new folder for this. I'll call that graphic, GRAPH, graph. Then I'll save the one inside. Okay, so now you could see that the background still appears, so I'll cancel that because I don't want the background to be there. I have to turn the background off. All right, so I'll go back there and I'll save it again. Okay, save PNG. I'll go to documents, rather. I saved a folder called graph. Okay, good. Then I'll save it as 1, and I'll export it. Okay, good. This is what we want. We just want it transparent. All right, so that is saved, and I'll go to the next one. I'll turn that off. It seems it's still saving at the background. Then I'll turn this one on. All right, so since I'm turning this one on, I'll highlight it and I'll drag it to the middle also. Same thing we are doing. I'll export as PNG, document, graph, and I'll call that 2. All right, just make sure it's always transparent, PNG. Now turn this on. So now you can see there are a lot of things happening here. So do we want to use them as is, or do we want, I don't think we need this blue because we already have it here already. We've saved something like that already. Let me turn this off. Let me turn this on. So we have this already, so there's no need recreating this. So I'll have to go into this folder here. You can see there are a lot of things here, a lot of them that are happening right here. So if I turn this off, let's see what this is. These are the 3 dots that are appearing there. Then what about this one? This one, we'll have to do the same thing, turn everything off here. Okay, then we'll now turn them on one by one. Then what we'll do, we export them one by one. That's all. So desktop, graph, call it 3, export. You can see transparent. Yeah, turn that off, turn this on. We have the dots there. Export it. The good thing about graphics is your ability to pay you being able to pay attention to details. Details is everything, right? So that's 3, then we'll have 4, we have this, okay. Turn that off, turn this on, we have this yellow bulb there. Okay, so we have successfully exported all these files out of Illustrator, so we don't need this anymore. I'll just cancel that and click no. All right, so if I show you the folder right here, go to Documents, Graph. All right, so this is everything that is in that picture you've seen there, or you saw there. This is everything you saw in that picture. So I'll jump into Moho Studio right now. I already got it set up right here. So this is the image. Turn this off. All right. So for those of you who are new to Moho Studio, I'm not here to teach you Moho Studio. I'm here to teach you how to use Moho Studio to animate a beautiful image like this, or whatever image you want to animate. I just want to give you the basic ideas. So make sure you try to get my other courses so that you'll be able to learn how to use Moho Studio. But you know, it's only fair that I just tell you a little bit of things about Moho Studio. Moho Studio is an animation software, amazing animation software that you use to create different type of animations. Once you understand the tools that are right here and every other part of Moho Studio. But I'm not teaching you Moho Studio today. I'm teaching you how to use Moho Studio. All right, so follow me and learn, because it's the same thing. The way I use the tools, the way I create the layers, whatever I do is the same thing as teaching you teaching you Moho Studio itself fully. Okay, so let's get it started. All right, thank you for once again taking this course. So we'll go back to our folder. We have all these wonderful things here. All we have to do is just highlight all of them, click and drag, then we'll drag and drop them into Moho Studio. All right, just drop them there. Don't need to worry yourself. You have to rearrange them later. Put everything in their right places. All right, so I think we have everything inside there already. Then my layer just disappeared. All right, so I'll click the first layer here, hold shift, drag down and click the last layer here. Then I'll come here, new layer, then I'll group with selection. I'll click that, so I'll put everything in a group. All right, so we'll have one group so it's not noisy. Okay, so I'll open this layer up. I know that we have layer 1, layer 2, layer 3. That is why I named them with numbers, so they could follow an order, a sequence. So the reason we have the picture here is so that we could rearrange everything the way they are supposed to be. Okay, so what we'll do now is start rearranging. We have number 1 here. What is number 1? We've got this. We'll put it right there. Number 2, what is it? Let's say this one, we put it right there. Number 3, what is it? We have this yellow stuff here. Number 4, what is it? Small dotted lines, bring it here. Number 5, what is it? You know, you just drag it out to know what it is. You put this one there. Number 6, we have this little blue dot here, purple rather. Number 7, okay, you can see how simple it is. We are moving forward, right? Number 8 was that. We have the circle. Oh, is it this one? Well, whichever they go. Number 9. All right, so I think number 9 is this big one. Number 8 is this smaller one here. You could always adjust them to fit perfectly, but I'll just fix them in their places first. Number 10, what is it? Number 10, I think number 10 is this. Number 11, what's number 11? We have the great circle. I'll leave that there in the center. Number 12, still the circle going around. I'll come back to fix that circle. Number 13, same old, same thing. Number 14, okay, number 14 is this big circle in the center. I'll drag that down a bit, let it fit. Number 15 is this one right here. Drag that down a bit, scale it down a bit, that's what I'm doing. Then this one, I think it should be this one here. Then number 17, we have this purple here. Drag it there. We'll have to rearrange so that to put those ones in their right position. Then we have this one here. So this one will be behind everything. Let's bring it to like number 10. Then number 17, which is that circle, which is behind everything also. Let's take it to like number 2. And we have that's number 17 should be way above number 10. Yep, okay, correct. So we'll have to fix the yellow also. Then number 16, no, number 19, we have this again down here. Then number 20, then we have this beautiful stuff which is around here, which is the general background. So I'll bring it back down. Then let me put it back in the folder. Then that's number 21 as well. Number 21, okay, we have this here. So I must have overdone it there. Number 22 is half of this here. Number 23. Number 23 should be probably this. Number 24. All right, should probably be this here. So I'll just hold this one here. So now we have this image here. This is our main image. We've been able to put everything in their assumed places. All right. So what we'll do now is we'll have to, those that are behind, we'll take them behind. Those that are forward, we'll take them forward, and so on and so forth. But right now, everything is like in their right position where they are supposed to be. Okay. So what I'll do now is I'll come here. All I have to do is just know which is which right now. So now this lines needs to go behind this circle. All right, and I think that is the one here, right? So you can easily do that by turning off which is which. Okay, I have that. These are the circles. All right, then we have this, and this is our line, 3 dotted line. So we'll have to take it back of the circle, right? Something like that. So what we'll do is we'll bring this image, put it to the side so that we can look at it and see exactly what we're doing. Okay, so we have our image there. So we'll see if what we have resembles this. So you can see that this yellow circle needs to be in front, and this line needs to be in front also. So, and this one here needs to be behind. So we'll have to just, okay, look at it again. This is the line, yeah? So we'll take it to the front of everything. Bring it here. Then we'll look for this yellow circle, which should be around here. Okay, I think it should be below it. No. So this is it. So the yellow circle needs to be where? Above the purple line, the purple circle rather. All right, so we got that done. So we'll just move around and make sure that everything is properly arranged the way the original is. Just a little bit of your time, that's all. This one is okay there, this one is okay there, it's okay, 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 okay. It's all good. Once we have it all arranged, it becomes much more easier. Animation is a go. All right, and this everything is okay there. So I think I'll just have to turn this off and turn this off. All right, and because we have them here like this and we have like originals to deal with, so I'll bring it to this angle too. Okay, so we have this here. So basically all we have to do is rearrange everything the way we think, or we can rearrange it to look differently. All right, it doesn't really matter. Just for you to be able to animate the graphics and put your own text and make it more interesting since you are customizing. All right, so this one is also set here. I think we are good to go. If we should render it out, Control R to render, this is what we have. Nice, right? Okay, good. So the next thing to do here is we animate it. So let's start animating. It's really simple. It's easy as shifting parts around. So before we start the animation, what I'll do is I'll shift all these ones that are here. I'll just bring them out of their place, whichever one is there. So at frame 0, I'm bringing them out. So I'm just touching whichever it is. I'm looking for what I need, right? So from 19, 18, 11, 15, just the panes of animation, that's all. So 16, I bring that one out also. So I want to bring, because what I want to do is make sure that they come in at subsequent times, almost at the same interval. So I'll quickly animate those ones. So I'm animating 23, 16, and 2, and there's 23, 16, then 23, 16, 2, and 1. That's 23, 16, 2, and 1. So what I'll do is I'll hit 1. I'll come here to frame 1, add keyframe. All right, then I'll move to like frame 7 or 8. Then I'll bring this in here. All right, then I'll move to frame 2 rather, which is this pink one. Then I'll add a keyframe at where this blue one comes in. Yeah, I'll add a keyframe there. Then I'll move further. That's 12, 13, 14 at frame 14. She also jumps in. I said she, it also jumps in right here. So when we take it back and play, this is what we have. All right, so okay, looking good. And we'll go back to frame 1 Okay, we've already done frame 1, so let's say frame 16. I keep calling it frame. Layer 16, sorry about that. Layer 16, I'll go back to frame 1, add keyframe there. So then I'll move forward where that blue one is entering at frame, let's say I'll add a keyframe at frame 6, like that. Then at frame 12, 18, the blue one also comes in around here, right? So we'll have something like this. Right here, it's a little bit, the pink one is a little bit down, so maybe we'll just drag it down a bit. Well, not like it matters so much though. So at frame 14, I'll bring this one down a bit here. So I'll go back to frame 23 for this second pink one. Then at frame, let's say 8, I would add keyframe there. Then at frame 19, then I'll drag in the pink one also. Just a little bit of touch there. So I'll drag it in around here. So let's see, we have just a little bit of the pink one here. All right. So when we play it from beginning, this is what we will have. All right. See, looking interesting already. Basically, that's just it. Okay. Then now we have to work on these guys right here. Really simple. We are not doing anything out of play here. So at frame 1, everything in this circle will be scaled down. Then they will all pop up one after the other. All right. So let's start our scaling. Let's scale this down a bit. And at frame 8, bring it out a bit, Then we'll go to 6. This one here also at frame 6 to be scaled down a bit. Very simple, all right? So I'll drag this to frame 1. So when it starts from frame 1, it's scaled down. Then we'll scale it up a bit. So we'll have something like this. All right. So, and if you don't want that, you could shift it a bit to move a bit forward. Let's say frame 18. So from here, we'll have this. All right. So we want this, we want everything to be scaled down from beginning. So we'll scale this down so that from here, we'll have this. All right. Then we'll move up, let's say, which one is 7? This circle here. So at frame 0, we'll scale this down. Then at frame 18, we'll add a keyframe. Then at frame 24, we scale it up and do a little bit of rotation there. All right. So we'll have something like this. All right. Looking fun already. So at frame 12 now, we'll go to 8. This circle here. We'll go back to frame 0. We'll scale it down. Then at frame 8, we'll add a keyframe there. Then at frame 12, 13, 14, we'll increase the size of that vector layer. Then maybe add an opposite rotation to it just to make it fun. Okay, so we have this. All right, so you can see the whole animation is coming out real quick. So let's say at frame 12 now, number 9 is this one. We'll add a key. Before we add a keyframe, always go back to frame 0 and reduce the size. Then you come back to frame 12. Then you add a keyframe there. Now you could do this whichever way you want. I'm just doing it whichever way I want. So what I'm showing you is how to do it, and that is what you are watching right now, and I hope you are learning. So now at frame 18, I'll increase the size back to its normal size. So at frame 0, you scale it down a bit, then at frame 18, from frame 12 to 18, you increase the size. All right, you add a keyframe first, then you scale it up. All right, so at layer 18 now, which is layer 18, this one behind. So what we'll do is that at frame 0, we'll hide it. Then we'll come to frame, let's say frame 24. We'll add a keyframe at frame 24. Then at frame 30, the reveal. All right, that is all. Then let's go to 10. Which one is 10? We have the circle. We'll go back to frame 0. We'll Ctrl Z to undo that. We'll scale it down a bit also. Then at frame, let's say 12, 15 or 16, we add a keyframe there. Then at frame 24, we scale it up also. All right, so when we play this from frame 1, we have this. Okay, looking interesting, yeah? So we don't want it to be more than frame 24, everything that happens. All right, so we'll go back here at layer 17. We have that purple one behind, so we'll go back to our 0, scale the purple down, then we'll come to frame, let's say 4, add a keyframe there. We want that one to come in a bit faster but slower, so we'll jump to frame 18, then we'll scale it up a bit. All right, so we'll have something like this. Crazy, yeah? Very interesting. And at layer 11, we have a thin circle. I will leave that for now. So let's deal with the yellow one. We'll go back to frame 0. We'll scale it down. Then come back to frame 1. That's yellow circle. Let's start it at frame 12 on the timeline. Then at frame 18, let's bring the yellow circle up. All right, so then 24 is what? Okay, this one behind. So we'll go back to what we'll do with this one is we won't scale it, we'll just drag it inside the circle. Then at frame, let's say 13, 14, we'll add a keyframe there. Then at frame 24, the reveal. All right, it reveals itself out here. Let's see. Okay, got more of it here. All right, so so we'll now have this. Good, looking interesting, isn't it? Then at which is layer 15, we'll go to layer 15 right now. We'll do the same thing. We scale it down at frame 0. Always make sure you are scaling down at frame 0. And we'll jump to, let's say 6, 7, and add a keyframe there. Then jump a couple of frames forward, then scale it up. All right, excuse me. Then at frame 12, we are still dealing with our lines. Then at frame 13, we still have our lines there. I'm leaving that for now. Then at frame 19, sorry, I keep calling it frame layer 19. And what we'll do is we'll drag this in. Or let's just scale it down. All right, scale it down and hide it. Then we'll come to frame 12, 13, 14. We'll add a keyframe there. Then at frame 24, we scale it back up and drag it forward. Okay, then what is 14? Good, our big circle. So what we'll do with the circle now is we'll have to scale it down also here at frame 0. We'll scale it down like this, and at frame 1, we'll add a keyframe because it's what covers everything, so we don't have to make it delay in coming out. So we'll now raise it up, Ctrl Z, scale it up. All right, scale it up. Yep, back to its normal position. So we have this, and boom. Okay, so I have this, boom. Interesting, yeah? There you have it, all animated. So now that is just the whole basic animation you've done. So to make sure that everything comes out seamlessly good and much more beautiful than it is, what you do is you come here, you double click on this, you come to this box here that said compositing effect animated. You click here, allow animated layer effects. All right, then you come to opacity, then you hit 0. Okay, when you hit that, you are going to make everything disappear. Voila. So you now go to frame 1, you move to frame, let's say frame 6, let's say frame 2. Yeah, you come to frame 2, then you hit, let's start it from frame 1. All right, frame 1, you hit 1, you make the opacity 1. All right, so now you see it appears here. Actually, what you are seeing right here, it's not actually appearing on the video itself. Okay, so we'll move like a couple of frames where the animation is really popping out. So let's say at frame 7, 6, 7 here, the animation is about to fully start. Then we'll come here, double click on the layer, then we'll make it 100. Okay, so what we're trying to do is to just make the animation appear to happen, so that you don't see all this background stuff that had gone on already. Okay, so when you play this now, it just fades in and everything just comes into play, right? Okay, so when that happens, from here you can now add a general keyframe to this layer. Okay, or you come here to your layer tools, your transform tool here, this one, you click it, you click on the screen here to add it, so it comes up. Then you see there's a light red box here, or pink. You come to this angle here, you add, once you click it here, you add your scale. All right, then once you click out of the box with the rotate sign appearing there, that curved arrow, you click it, you notice what happens here. So you've added your layer transform tool, you've added your layer scale, and you've added your layer rotate. And you can also do that automatically by just coming here to add a keyframe to all the frames at once. But I don't want to do that because we already added frames in between these layers here. All right, so there is no need adding any other frame there, so we don't spoil the animation that we've done already. Okay, so with that being said, we've added that here, so we'll just move a couple of frames forward, let's say 24, which is where the animation actually ends. All right, what we'll do is that we'll now scale it up a bit. Oh, my bad, sorry. We'll scale it up a bit. Let me come here and scale the animation up so it comes forward a bit, just a bit. All right, so what this will do, it will want to make the animation bounce forward. Okay, so I'll highlight my scale, those points, then I'll come to my keyframes here, then I'll add elastic. I'll make it 2 so it's not so much. All right, then you see what I did here. I highlighted the keyframes, I come here to my interpolation, I made it elastic, then I changed the bounce count to what? 2. The scale, just leave the scale alone to where it is, to what it is rather. Okay, so when I play this right now, this is what we'll have. Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see the way it came in? Okay, so maybe the bounce is not enough, so let's make it like 4. So it's not bouncing the way I want it to bounce. So let me scale it up again at frame 24. Let me bring it forward. All right. So from here, we have this. Then at frame 7, I'll scale it down a bit, just a bit. Then let's see. So you could see, the reaction now is much more animatic. All right, that is what we are going for. Okay, so basically that is how you animate your stuff, your graphics from a still image to Moho Studio, and it's still the same method if you are creating everything in Moho Studio. You can see how simple it is, except for I had not labeled all this properly because I was actually rushing to get it done. But you could go ahead and make sure that everything is well labeled, well placed in different folders, and there you have your animation and you're done. Okay, any questions, please feel free to let me know and I'll be happy to put you through. Thank you for watching again. Please subscribe, follow, download the course, learn it, and learn something new that you could use to make some good money for yourself. All right, see you in the next course. Nice talking to you, and thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and I'll see you inside the course. Remember to ask questions in the comment section in the course and I'll be there to answer your questions. Happily and excited to have you. Ciao, ciao. Bye.